Well, hello, my name is Olga Savina. I am 30 years old. I grew up in Dnipropetrovsk, Ukraine. That's on the east side. I have all of my family there, and I came to America when I was about 9 years old. In March 1st of 2000, I first came to Detroit with my mom, and about 4 years ago I moved to Louisville. I have a lot of family back in Ukraine still. I have my grandmother, I have cousins, I have my mom's aunts and uncles, their children and family that I'm talking to back and forth. And so a couple weeks ago when this all started, I got in touch with the family members that I have over there. We use a texting app, we use Viber, and I started texting them. When they first started texting me, the first couple of pictures I received was them hiding in bomb shelters. And they were like, Olga, there's a war out here, and, it's really bad. And I think that was the first time I really saw how bad it really was. So some of the pictures that they started off with just was the bomb shelters, and they said their daily routine would be to wake up in the morning, go to the bomb shelter, sit there for a few hours until the noises subsided and everything, go back upstairs, take a shower, make dinner maybe, and then sit there and hide, basically. And so there are air raid sirens going off, then they would again run back downstairs to the basement to a bomb shelter and wait it out some more. But some of the first things, that I got was I got anxious, and I felt very helpless because all I could say was, this is so terrible and I really wish I could do something, but packages aren't being delivered there, nobody's really thinking about anything other than surviving for the next. My mom gave me some contacts for a volunteer group in a city over there, and what they would do would be boots on the ground. They would be delivering the supplies, they would be going through apartment buildings that got blown up that day, and they would be going through the debris and the rubbish, separating it, making sure, helping survivors if there were any, reporting the bodies if there was that. And so once I got in touch with this volunteer group, I asked the same question, would it help if I sent money? And so went the next day and I sent some money. The next day when I got in touch with them, she said that there was a woman that gave birth to a child in a bomb shelter that day, and it was a boy, and just sent me a picture of that as well. And it's just, I felt so blessed that I could help, and I felt...
His name is Matthew.
Matthew, yeah, Matthew. He was a cute little kid. But also, I couldn't imagine being born in a time like that and under circumstances like that. I'm still blessed to have communications with both the volunteer groups, and through that it's kind of spiraled where they've given me other phone numbers of other people that are doing things like evacuations from bigger cities into safer cities in Ukraine, because sometimes the problem isn't even leaving Ukraine. A lot of times you can't leave Ukraine, you don't want to be in all the fighting, especially like in some of those really, really hard cities. It's easier to move to a different city than to just flee the country.
Right. And, when you first approached me about this interview, you said
yeah.
you were going to be planning to escape.
Yeah, so in the beginning, when all of that started happening, there was a plan to drive them to Moldova. But, with everything happening, when push came to shove, they packed the car and they sat there for a minute and they just said, I can't, I'm scared to drive. They're scared to go through the checkpoints, with the uncertainty of the shooting and the blasts and everything. I understand, and my great aunt and uncle, they're older, and I understand them wanting to not leave their whole life behind, their homes, their plans, everything. So right now they're just they decided to stick it out, and they're like, I remember they said, Olga, it's not that bad today. They only had one bomb explosion all day, and I'm like, oh, just one, So a part of me really wants them to leave, but in the same breath, where would they go? And in a different country, right. It might be tougher to start your life back, and I just want to help. And so a couple of females approached me about organizing some kind of event or fundraising where we can raise more money for the people affected, and it's, we started this rally. It's going to be on March 20th. There's actually a lot of sponsors from the city that have partnered up and donated things like equipment, publicity. There's going to be speakers, and we're going to do a march down to the Belvedere. It's going to be a peaceful march. It's just going to be a place where the community can come together in solidarity and kind of stand in support, because I'm not the only person who is affected by this. I know that I want to have a place where the community can somehow show support, and we can come together like we did before and help other people in a time where they really need it. There's going to be very fun things like sunflowers for sale, face painting, balloon animals, free events for kids. Slava-Ukraini, that means glory to Ukraine, and in return somebody says Geroyam Slava, which means glory to the heroes. And I think that all the people down there who are doing the things like helping people that need help get relief and aid, I think those are the real heroes, and I hope that we can be heroes as well and help them help everybody. It's going to be from 1 to 4 on 300 Witherspoon Street at the Great Lawn, and I just hope to see everybody there and show some kind of support and solidarity with me. And just other people that are speaking about their story, just because mine is not unique. This is the story of more than one family here, and this is a time where we as a community can come together and kind of do what we can and pray even, So.
Yeah.